Year of the cages, so if you do go down in the ocean and you want to spot the sharks, you'll be pretty well protected. At least now you're safe. I'm sure if you were in the water with these creatures, you would not have been safe. You want to see the view that Stone Age humans would have had 80,000 years ago? Look at that. There you go. There's the southern right whale as well. Danger Point Lighthouse. At least 140 shipwrecks along the stretch of ocean, and 7 years at Danger Point. I couldn't believe my eyes how much the town has changed. Pit Bokkie is now a baguette, a very particular Gansbaai invention. Now I've been to many parts of the world, but tell me, honestly, have you ever seen anything like this? You'll be hard pressed to find natural beauty of this magnitude anywhere in the world, let me tell you. This is absolutely next level. Wow, you don't get more South African than this. Look here, an old tire that is now used as a swing. The question is, does it still feel the same after all these years? Yes, it does. The only difference is now I appreciate the view a lot more. After living abroad for 18 years, 17 of those in the UK, I thought I'd come back for a break, a long break. I've taken a 1-year sabbatical. Now if the wind doesn't blow me away, it's going to be my mission and indeed my privilege to show you more of this breathtakingly beautiful country over the next few weeks, and who knows, maybe months. And I can think of no better place to start than a place that has had a profound impact on me and has shaped my own path in a profound manner. It is the place where I grew up as a teenager, where I spent the last 2.5 years of my high school life taking the bus to nearby Hermanus every day of a school week. I can think of no better place to start my own emotional journey, my own pilgrimage, if you wish, my sabbatical, than my old stomping ground. Welcome to Gansbaai. Let's go and explore. There's Cape Town, and Gansbaai is over there. You've got Gansbaai over there, you've got Kleinbaai, Franskraal, Terlemoenbaai, the Kelders, Bos, a little bit more east. Alright guys, this is a very special walk for me here next to the old harbour in Gansbaai. And I'm walking here on a piece of wall that I've walked many times as a school kid, both with friends and also on my own. And the reason why it's so special is because I was fascinated with the big bright lights of nearby Hermanus at night. Now it's daytime here, but you can see Hermanus over there. That's where I went to school. I matriculated there, or what's the modern term? Wrote grade 12 there. Even though I went to school there 5 days a week, at night there was just something different about the town. It quite literally lit up at night, of course, and it told me that there's a bigger world out there. Go and explore the world was what the big bright lights of Hermanus told me. And I would sit there at the corner, and I probably won't walk down there because it's quite windy, but I did sit there over many days, and I would just take in the beauty of Hermanus on the other side there. And I always knew that I wanted to explore other parts of the world. So quite a special walk here, everyone. It's such a special start to the sabbatical, and what a privilege to share this with you guys. A little bit of a personal story there. The Langmeer, as we called it. And yes, I'm not going to walk towards the end there. Not because I'm emotional, but it's very windy and I think it might be quite dangerous. So I'll leave that for another time. But yes guys, I also want to ask you to please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It will really mean a lot to me. It's free to do so, and you really help me out with the algorithm. By doing that, you tell the algorithm that I make videos and that I exist. And as I mentioned earlier, there will be lots more content coming soon, certainly from South Africa. I've taken a year off work and I still can't believe I've done that. That is just the type of stuff men do when they reach a certain age. I could have bought a motorcycle or a Ferrari if I had the money, but nonetheless I went for another option, and that's to grow my YouTube channel. So please give me a little bit of support there. This is one of the paths that I used to run on as a teenager, trying to get fit for rugby and cricket, and I always passed this graveyard. And when I was running here, it never really occurred to me, maybe because I was out of breath most of the time, but this graveyard has probably got the best view of any graveyard or burial ground anywhere in the world. This also tells you something about Gansbaai and its people. The graveyard here is situated on very lucrative and prime real estate land. So they could have had a lot of houses here. If you had lots of money and you wanted to build your dream holiday home overlooking the ocean here, you won't be able to, because Gansbaai has kept this as its burial ground. The heroes of Gansbaai, the people who contributed to the society. Just looking at some of the surnames here. Gansbaai also a rainbow town of surnames. Badenhorst, Fourie, Vermeulen, Nouwers. You've got Franken. There's Chivel, Erwee, Groenewald, Van Dijk and others. Swart, certainly a very prominent surname here as well. People who have contributed to society, who have lived here, who gave their life for the town. This must be the graveyard with the most beautiful view in the world. Yes, I can already feel all the aches and pains, and I can feel the sweat dripping, metaphorically speaking, because this was a little bit of a punishment back in my high school years, especially the uphill over here. And I have to admit, even when I was running, I never fully appreciated the beautiful view that I had here. Walker Bay, the Atlantic Ocean, and we'll be getting to the harbour again in due course. Yes, this is lovely. Check this out. Waves crashing there against the rocks, all the kelp. You've got the old harbour over there, and you've got the new harbour in that direction. And yes, there's a few other people enjoying the view over here as well. And here's the Caravan Park. You can see there, welkom by die see. Welcome to the ocean. And this is classic South African coastal art. An old tyre and a plant. Right, let's have a bit of a stroll here through the Caravan Park. Can I believe this was the site of the first houses in Gansbaai, the original Gansbaai houses. So I've got a question for you all. What did you do when you were 18 years old? Did you by any chance find or establish a town? I didn't think so. But Johannes Cornelis Wessels, he certainly did so in 1881. You know what? I have never seen this little house here with a plaque there on Gansgat or Gansegat, which became Gansbaai. So Gansegat was the name that Johannes Cornelis Wessels gave a spot in 1881. And there you can read in English, the first nomadic fishermen from the Strandveld and the Oeverberg settled near this freshwater fountain around 1880. The fountain provided drinking water for the fishing community that resided here in their rough limestone houses. The transport riders camped by Paardebos on the seaside of the fountain and used it as a watering point for their animals. Legend has it that flocks of Egyptian geese used the reeds as a breeding ground, which led to the name Gansgat that later became Gansbaai. So Egyptian geese, thank you so much for helping Gansbaai decide on its name. It became Gansbaai. Of course, Gans is Afrikaans for goose. Goose Bay, the literal translation. And here is the actual fountain. And yes, this is 2024, not 1881, but you can still see some geese here. Ganse and Gansbaai. So I'm just walking here in the harbour, taking a break from the wind, and I can see Ichter's fish shop. Ichter's fisheries are still here. Yes, you've got the Birkenhead Wood Club, the Birkenhead Boat Club. Over here, I'll talk a little bit about the Birkenhead a bit later. There you see a reference to abalone as well. Lots of abalone in this part of the world. In fact, so much marine biodiversity, lots of fish. Compared to other parts of South Africa, Gansbaai has never really had a big problem with fish stock. It did, however, have massive problems and issues from a geographic perspective. It is situated here between the Daneveld Mountains and Walker Bay. It was a very, very difficult terrain to build roads from. The markets in Cape Town, for example, were inaccessible. It was difficult to get from A to B. It's not as easy as just the geese over there taking a bit of a journey there. It was very, very difficult to travel from here. So historically, the people from Gansbaai never had the luxuries of life that people say in the city or bigger towns would have. They would still have fish on their plate though, and plenty of fish. So this is the old harbour here in Gansbaai. There is a new harbour just around there, and then there's also a third harbour in nearby Kleinbaai, which is where you can depart to go and do a bit of shark cage diving. There's the Gansbaai Vismark, the fish market. I think I might get some shark biltong there. Yes, you heard me right. You get shark biltong in this part of South Africa. And I've just spotted a seal over there. And the seal colony, of course, is one of the reasons why there's such a large concentration of great white sharks in the area. Gansbaai has the most dense concentration of white sharks, great white sharks in the world. And I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but by Gansbaai I include the areas of the Kelders, Stanford's Bay, Gansbaai, Blompark, Bassakane, Kleinbaai, Franskraal, Eilandkraalsmond, and if you wish, Pearly Beach as well. So loads of smaller neighborhoods or smaller towns in their own rights that make up the wider Gansbaai. Right, let's check out the fish market, see if I can get some biltong. Goedemiddag, ek was 'n bietjie kyk hierso. Ja. Baie dankie. Ek maak so 'n YouTube videoetjie van Gansbaai. So ja. Okay. Lekker. Dankie. Julle het nog haai biltong hierso. Ek weet nie nou. Weet julle nie nou? I've just been informed they don't have shark biltong just yet. I just want to show you some of the frozen produce here. So yeah, there's the shark biltong, literally hanged out to dry. Homemade mayo, interesting pickles. Yes, of course, they sell hake and calamari. And some more trinkets here. You can see some bracelets. There is some. Oh, right. Oh, there's one of them. Yes, I've just been informed that this is actually from ocean cleanup. So coming from the ocean, fantastic initiative. More of a ceiling decorations here. The treasures of the ocean. Ah, yes, and here is a seat. Vismark customers, and somewhat of a view, although maybe obstructed by a vehicle perhaps. And important to look back as well. There you see Gansbaai Vismark. Anyways, they did not have shark biltong, but I did get some calamari there for 50 Rand. A little bit of a snack. And yeah, I never go for the tartar sauce personally. I like it natural. I do like a little bit of lemon though. So let's dig in and taste the calamari here in Gansbaai. I've not had it for many years. Can immediately taste the lemon that I put on over there, of course, but you can see the texture. It's got a nice texture and it's nicely seasoned as well, not too much salt. Yeah, I would say lightly salted. In fact, it is actually perfect. Right, that was absolutely delicious. Gansbaai Vismark, 10 out of 10 from me. A taste of home. I'm quoting someone who told me that Gansbaai was practically born on the end of a fishing line. And for many years, fishermen went out to the sea from this harbour here, the old harbour. And yes, of course, boat technology has improved a lot over the years. The first boats here in Gansbaai, however, did not look like this. They were very different, in fact. They were rowing boats with oars and sails, and here in Gansbaai they were called skader. There were typically 8 men on each boat with their fishing lines that were made from cotton, and it had to be treated with the blood of slaughtered animals to make sure that it lasted longer. So the lines literally had to be blooded, or in Afrikaans, die lijne is gebloed. That was a popular saying back in the day. But it just shows you how the shipping and boat technology have changed over time. Nowadays, they don't need any oars on this one. Let me tell you something. When I drove through Gansbaai yesterday for the first time in 10 years, I could not believe my eyes. So much has changed. Yes, the wind is still as strong as it used to be, but there are so many new businesses, so many new shops. I didn't recognize many of the places here. And there are so many Gauteng province number plates and Mpumalanga number plates. There's been such a huge influx of people after COVID, I believe. So I think we need to go and check it out. I'm going to take you with me, and I'm going to tell you what it feels like to walk in the town for the first time in 10 years. So let's go and check it out. Right, so you got Mamma Mia Pizzeria here. I think it might have been here when I was still living here. It definitely used to be Ernie's. Oh no, actually this used to be Ernie's pub, and it's now called Harbour on Deck. So this is definitely different. So I think Mamma Mia was here. Gosh, it feels surreal walking here almost. This is a new restaurant or pub. I say new, I've not seen it before, but it's called Die Villas, and they've got an absolutely brilliant view here from the harbour. Yeah, same colour as my scrunchie. I like it a lot already. And let's go in. Wow, some beautiful coastal art here, nice entrance, and yeah, some rugby memorabilia there. Northern Transvaal mug in Gansbaai. That is quite unusual, I have to say. Welkom die Villa. So the wheelhouse, that's the literal translation. I feel like I'm in a Jaws movie. Yeah, at least now you're safe. I'm sure if you were in the water with these creatures, you would not have been safe. You can see all aboard. Yeah, lots of ocean related stuff here for decoration. Yeah, really nice coastal pub. This is what it's all about. Beautiful view and a nice coastal pub in Gansbaai. I don't think you get better than this. In fact, probably the sunset will be better. Wow, so schooner house. I'm pretty sure this was a hair salon back in the day. Not that I need one at the moment, but yes, that's what I remember. This U-Save is new. Oh, and wow, look at that, a reference to the Eigelaar group that we talked about in Kelders and in Dwarskersbos. Got the presence here as well in Gansbaai. And I think this used to be Susan's Cafe, wasn't it? It's now Ilya's Mini Shop. Wow, so much change. Yo, and the wind here is really picking up now, guys. Sorry about this. Yes, the Seaview Hotel, Seaview Sports Bar. They are closed for renovations. But this is where I came with my friends at school, and we played pool and we drank passion fruit and lemonade. So yeah, precious memories. And broken phone, no worry, we fixed. That wasn't there, this is new. The Bismillah supermarkets, that's new. I think the Crazy Store, that rings a bell, but the other ones, yeah, that's all new. Yeah, that was the old spa. It's an OK now. You've got Jimmy Rockets. That is new. A Friends Bar. Wow, look at Friends Bar. A bit of Hollywood here in Gansbaai. You've got Nedbank, which I think was here. You've got the post office. That is still in the same spot. Hello, sir. It is absolutely clear that Gansbaai has experienced a boom in population. I don't actually know how many people live here now. If you know the population of Gansbaai in 2024, let me know in the comments. I'd be very interested to hear. There used to be around 1,000 people in the 1960s, and maybe 11,000 or so 10 years ago. We've got Bag It Supermarket. That is not something I remember. I think wasn't this the spot of Bokkie? Wasn't this when Pete Bokkie's shop at one stage? And yeah, that's Centrum. I do remember. Yeah, Gansbaai Sport and Tackle. This used to be the site of Happy's Cafe. And I used to get the bus to school here. Standing at that spot there, waiting for the school bus. And yeah, obviously the church is still in the same spot, and the primary school over here. Yeah, so the sports grounds of a primary school. I was never here at primary school. Right, here's the back of Gansbaai's rugby field. You can see one of the posts here faces towards the church, and the post at the back there faces towards Seaview Hotel at the other side of the town. And there was the saying in the 1980s already that if Gansbaai's rugby team plays towards the church, they would play really badly. But if they play towards the Seaview pub, they would be absolutely outstanding. They're just running to the pub. Fish Fever, that has always been here. You had the Caltex garage as well, that was always here. Battery Corp, that's new. So yes, snippets of familiarity, I guess. But there's a lot more traffic and a lot more pace in the town. Yes, certainly the pharmacy still in the same place. And this Shell garage definitely is. But the businesses over there, they've pretty much all changed. Yeah, certainly the traffic a lot more intense in Gansbaai. That is definitely something I have noticed. Pete Bokkie is now a Bagot. Yeah, this is where the school bus used to stop, right over here. And I'd probably be parked somewhere here. I'm waiting for the school bus, and I don't think it will come because it's no longer Happy's Cafe. Oh no, wait, it is coming. It is coming. There's the school bus. So it may not be Happy's Cafe anymore, but it's still stopping here. Some things in life never change. Anyway guys, this is enough filming for today. I will show more of Gansbaai tomorrow. So for now, here goes. Right, time for a break here. Fynbos coffee shop. Old Wharf. Yep, this is whale watching country. And yes, let's not forget there are lots of farms in the region as well. With enough coffee, I can rule the world. Yes, absolutely. Lots of flowers. There's the Protea, national flower of South Africa. Various scented candles here, under 80 Rand. I'm retired. I was tired yesterday, I'm tired again today. That's brilliant. Yeah, look, there's Frida Kahlo as well, here in Gansbaai. And here at the back, this is the area where you can come and sit, and you've got a view there at least of Gansbaai Vismark and parts of a harbour. Right everyone, I've arrived at Danger Point. Over here, the famous lighthouse, Danger Point. Named so because it is dangerous. And yes, I picked a different day to come here to Danger Point because you don't want to be here when it's a windy day. The waters around here are pretty dangerous, and so are some of the animals. Danger Point Lighthouse, and it's fair to say the waters around here, it's a bit like that friend you've got who gives a lot but also comes with serious risks. So while the waters here are rich in marine life, they've claimed their fair share of sailors. The rocky shores between Danger Point here and Cape Infanta have been shipwreck magnets since the first explorers stopped by for a snack and some water. In fact, 7 shipwrecks here at Danger Point and a staggering 140 along the stretch of coast is a stark reminder that Mother Nature doesn't mess around. The legend of the Flying Dutchman, the world's most famous ghost ship, hails from here, and definitely the most famous wreck around here is the HMS Birkenhead. This board does mention 26 February 1852. The Birkenhead was designed and built by John Laird in Birkenhead, England, hence the name. And for all you history buffs out there, the HMS Birkenhead was also the wreck that gave birth to the protocol of women and children first, right here at Danger Point. Of the 638 people on board, only 193 survived, including all the women and children. 1895, that's the date I could find for this lighthouse. It certainly wasn't around in the time of a Birkenhead. Yes everyone, Danger Point, because great white sharks and rocky ocean, it doesn't exactly scream safety, you know. Right everyone, I am in Kleinbaai, a residential area here, and it's also home to the third harbour in Gansbaai. So this harbour here is the gateway to the ultimate adrenaline rush, shark cage diving. Yeah, of course famous for sharks, but also jaw-dropping. See what I did there? Jaw-dropping natural beauty. And it's a very, very famous holiday destination. There you go, White Shark Diving Company. This is no aquarium, certainly is not. You can see they depart from here, White Shark. And shark cage diving, of course, a crucial artery in the economy of Gansbaai. Yeah, look here, shark teeth, magnets, unique handicrafts. Dag sê, kyk maar so 'n bietjie kyk. Alright, dankie. Some of the merchandise you can buy, yes, you got great white shark, more on the anatomy of a predator there. The movie Jaws in 1975, I guess, didn't help, but there's been a lot of negative publicity about great white sharks, and owing to massive negative media publicity, the great white shark has become one of the most maligned, misunderstood and even hated animal on our fragile planet. So it's good to educate yourself about marine life, I'd say. There you go, Friends of Child Protection, educating kids about sharks as well from a young age. Yeah, more trinkets for sale here. Look here, some coasters, Kleinbaai and Gansbaai. Oh gosh, that looks a bit ominous. I'm not sure that will fit in my hand luggage. I'm just making excuses. Abalone, Perlemoen shells here as well. Many people actually use them as ashtrays. So here are the cages. So if you do go down in the ocean and you want to spot the sharks, you'll be pretty well protected. But it does have an ominous feel. I can actually feel the shivers. I've never done this. Yeah, here you go, apex predator. The great white shark is not to be messed with. That is for sure. And of course, the whale whisperer. So in fact, Gansbaai and Kleinbaai are including that. Gansbaai might be the only place in the world where you can spot sharks and whales on the same day. So obviously great white sharks and the southern right whale are both in the Gansbaai region. Yeah, more information about the southern right whale. So obviously they make a stylish exit in January and return in June. So if you're keen on whale watching, my suggestion would be to plan your trip between July and December. And yes, here you can see the southern right whale and humpback whale, more frequently during the autumn as they migrate northwards to breeding grounds off Mozambique. And you've got Bride's whale as well. Yeah, so for those of you interested in marine life and in particular whales, Gansbaai and Kleinbaai got a lot to offer. And check this out, if you're not keen on taking a cage and spotting sharks, you can just come and have a coffee here and have a beautiful view, a jaw-dropping view of Kleinbaai Harbour. Yeah, I wonder how many tourists in their orange life jackets would have frequented these cages. I'll tell you what, I've read that it's only the Kruger National Park that attracts more visitors to South Africa in terms of single tourist activities to do. So Kruger National Park first, and then the Gansbaai shark cage diving in terms of tourist activities attracting tourists. Yeah, some of these people undoubtedly have traveled from far away and they're here for their slice of adventure. Look here, shark lady. I'll tell you what, the Springbok may be king of a rugby field, but in these shark infested waters, a springbok would stand absolutely no chance. Some people undoubtedly very excited. Not sure if any dogs are allowed on the trip though. Hey Pieter, hoe gaan het? Lekker man. Haal julle aas uit?
Ja, ons gaan we wel.
Ah, okay, yes.
Ja.
So bait, wat gaan julle vang?
Galjoen, stinbere, kabeljauw.
So lots of fish that you catch. Yes, hello sir, dag sê, hoe gaan het? Lekker man. There's not a lot of fish at the moment? Is it? Very nice, yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, you speak good English as well. It's for the YouTube, you know. You ken die YouTube.
Net so klein bietjie.
Net so klein bietjie.
Ja.
Daar is hy.
Kabeljauw, geel, kabeljauw, galjoen, stinbere.
So baie vis.
So baie vis vang.
Ja, wat julle die aas uithaal en dan verkoop julle die aas.
Ja, ons verkoop dit daar net.
Okay.
Dit
Yes.
is eintlik ons lewe wat ons maak.
Okay, so dan self vir jou meneer.
Ons gaan
Ja.
loop soos man.
Daar is hy. Ja,
Ons
ja.
gaan loop oor by my langs die see.
Ek sien. So these gentlemen here, they told me that they collect bait and they sell it to fishermen.
Yes, ja, nee.
Daar is hy. And this is the bait.
Dit was 'n byt.
Here we go.
Maar laat ek daar nie by
Hy
daar.
staan net daar vir my hierso.
Ja, weet laat ek wel daar nie by daar. Ek gaan so lekker.
That's good quality bait.
Ja, dit is 'n wonder one.
A wonder worm.
Wonder
They
worm.
call it the wonder worm.
Ja.
Daar is hy.
Ja, se
En dan hoeveel verkoop julle dit?
Ek koop dit eintlik so 100 by daar nou.
105 en dan hoeveel kry jy?
Ek koop dit so 100 by daar.
So hele bakkie.
Ja, nee, die kom vol maak af.
O, as jy hom vol maak is 150.
Daar to 300 rand.
So they say, yeah, 150 rand, 300 rand for a full bucket like
1
this.
kilo.
Yeah, so 150 or 300 rand for 1 kilo.
300 rand for 1 kilo.
300 rand for 1 kilo.
1 kilo, ja.
Very nice. Yeah. Well, I wish you all the best. Ek sê vir julle sterkte man. Daar sê, julle moet 'n lekker dag hê en sterkte hierso julle.
Maar dit zie je, terug vol.
Die see?
Die see maak nou vol, nou kan ons hom nie vol maak.
Ah, okay. So they say it's low tide at the moment.
Ja.
And obviously, so they had to harvest here during the low tide. Daar is hy. So now you're finished for the day. Daar is hy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much guys, all the best.
Thank you.
Yes guys, friendly people here in Gansbaai and Kleinbaai. An interesting fact about Kleinbaai is that there's not a lot of street lights. Check this out. So traditionally a very dark neighborhood because the locals wanted to see the starry night. I don't know if it has changed or not. I can see some lights over there. Not sure I would describe them as street lights. So let me know if you're from Kleinbaai or the surrounding areas. Do you know anything about street lighting in this part of the world? It would be unusual, I guess, for a residential neighborhood not to have any at all, certainly in modern day South Africa, just from a safety perspective. So let me know if you know anything more about that. But yes, a lot of guest houses here. You can see their White Shark guest house. Yeah, very much White Shark country, and also Perlemoen. You can see there Perlemoenstraat, Geelbekstraat. Just a shot here. So there is a small shop here in Kleinbaai, Kleinbaai Superette. But it's mostly a residential area, and you've got the harbour, of course. But yes, everyone, residential life in a small South African coastal town. Well, not sure you can call Gansbaai a small town anymore, but you get the idea. Yeah, a small superette and a petrol station. And yes, they have a restaurant here as well, so I think it's time for a coffee. Oh, here you go, Great White House. And just look at this. Oh, hey, hello.
Hello.
Wow. Is dit die walvis? Southern right ene.
Ja. So geskiedenis.
Ah, baie dankie. Yes, baie dankie. There you go, the southern right whale. And there you go. There's the southern right whale as well. Yeah, so displayed overhead is the authentic skeleton of a fully grown female southern right whale, retrieved from a carcass washed up in Blue Water Bay near Pearly Beach in September 2005. So this gives you an idea of the size of a female southern right whale. For those of you who've never seen an Afrikaans newspaper, this is Die Burger, prominent Afrikaans newspaper in the Western Cape. And more locally, you've got Hermanus Times, prominent paper here in Oeverberg. Let's look here, more merchandise for sale. And things, yeah. Dag sê, maar so 'n bietjie kyk.
Ja, nee.
Dankie, waardeer dit. Hallo, hallo.
Hallo.
Yeah, supporting local community artists and projects. Yeah, don't come to Gansbaai and forget your SPF. That will be a mistake. And there you go, Kleinbaai baseball cap with a shark, great white shark, and the colours of a South Africa flag. You've got some ankle bracelets here for 70 rand. And more bracelets here, 105. Look here, fossilized shark tooth. A glimpse into prehistory, 880 rand. For that one, go up to 1,030 rand. Look at this one. If you want to keep your wine fresh, 115 rand. There's a fireplace commonly known as the Western Cape Television. Yes, here you go, the Southern Right Pub. Nice name. Yeah, no, this is a very, very impressive shop here and restaurant. Yeah, Dyer Island Conservation Trust. Pretty much the brainchild of Wilfred Chivel. Oh yes, there is Wilfred Chivel, who's done so much for the community here, conservation. Absolute legend. Now if you think aeroplanes travel a lot, I'll tell you what, Wales are not far behind. Just look at the traffic here from the Gansbaai region specifically. Alright, got myself a coffee. I had a coffee and a Coke and it was 50 rand, so I'm not sure how much the coffee was. But just look at this. We are of course in Franskraal, formerly known as Frikkies Baai back in the day. And we're here at the Strandveld Museum, but it is closed unfortunately. Such a shame, because I remember this being a very, very nice museum. Lots of artifacts. Franskraal, a very, very popular angling spot as well. And you've got Dyer Island somewhere there. I can't see it at the moment. But yes, lots of seals on Dyer Island, and of course today as well, lots of guano gets harvested there. And Dyer Island also at the heart of conservation. Yeah, just walking here to give you a glimpse of a natural beauty, but also to give you an indication of some of the residential properties. Some seepampoentjies. That brings back a lot of memories from my childhood because we used to collect them. In the old days, Gansbaaiers did not have the best fishing technology. Their boats were primitive. The next generation of fishermen in Gansbaai swapped those primitive boats, called skader, for a very particular Gansbaai invention, the old Gansbaai Canoe. So yeah, look at the nose design here. So it's, I guess the English is stubby or blunt or stompneus. Help me out with English, guys. After living in England for 17 years, I still speak it very deliciously. Notwithstanding my language difficulties, but you can see the difference in design here. My understanding is that this type of boat was originally designed by a Groenewald, and it was much more suitable for the treacherous and dangerous waters around Gansbaai. The fishermen of Gansbaai, by the way, are brave, courageous, and they often risk their lives. It is a tough existence, but they're the most wonderful and humble people you could ever meet in your life. The Gansbaaiers are my people, and the fishermen are my people. And I salute all of you. But nonetheless, the new nose notwithstanding, can you imagine going out to sea in a design such as this? I'd feel much more comfortable having this as a flower bed. Also, this road along Franskraal, I've driven this many times from the Stal to avoid the more busy main road. So this coastal route I could drive from the Stal to my house, and it was a very, very scenic one, even at night. Franskraal also a residential area, but they do have a local coffee shop here, a laundry service, and pub and restaurant. Here you can see Kuslangs restaurant, where friends meet. Now, I've been to many places in the world, but tell me, have you ever seen anything like this? I can tell you that you'll be hard pressed to find a more naturally beautiful part of the world. It is absolutely spectacular. Very, very special. All right, I've made it to the Kelders, to the caves, die grotte. Yes, everyone, Gansbaai is renowned for caves as well. In fact, the caves are so popular that bookings are essential. Exciting drip cave tours. So I am not gonna book a tour, but I'll show you what I can, including this majestic view of Walker Bay. Hermanus over there, and time absolutely stands still here. Right, let's go down here and see what we can find. I've never done this myself. It's a case of if you live in a certain place, you don't do the tourist activities. So I am absolutely excited to experience this for the first time. Go down here. Wow, I am immediately struck with more natural beauty. And just the sounds of nature as well. Listen to the water. Listen to the insects, the birds. And the voice of tourists. Hallo, wie geht's? Ganz gut? Goed. Hi, hallo, hoe gaan het? Daar zei. Oké. Maar mensen kan maar nog hier afgaan. Ja, loop hier al om. Oké, dankie dan niet. Daar zei. Waardeer groot hoor, dankie. Kom maar, ik zal een video nemen voor ons al twee. Daar zei. Mooi gaan. Right guys, so down here. This is the spot where they presumably pick you up if you want to do a cave tour. Join us on a guided cave adventure for the whole family. Yeah. Where in Germany are you from?
From Bavaria.
Oh, okay, nice. Munich.
Close to Munich, yeah.
Yes, I used to live in Leipzig for
Leipzig?
Yeah, 1 year. Yes, Saxony.
Saxonia.
Saxonia, yes. Enjoy your trip.
The most beautiful dialect in Germany, yeah?
I think so, yes. Although I'm biased, but yes, yeah. Yeah, alles good. Sorry, I just need to tread carefully because it's a bit tricky. The caves here are not your average rock formation. The time capsule of archaeological goodness. Yeah, so it's a bit of a tight squeeze here. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, like I say, just need to step carefully. It's amazing to be so close to nature. And there we go. Oh yes, I think I've spotted the cave that I want to show you, and it's right over there. Now I just need to cross here, time the jump. Yep, there we go. Got it over. It's a little bit tricky with a camera in hand, let me tell you. But nonetheless, I am an explorer, am I not? So you accept the risks associated with activities. But the golden rule: be crazy but don't be stupid. Here we go, guys. This is an example of some of the caves you get here. I don't think so, yeah. I think you'll struggle to go over here. You might need to go back on the main path. You want to see the view that Stone Age humans would have had 80,000 years ago? Look at that. Not bad at all. In fact, I would say this is probably 11 out of 10. All right, let's make our way back. Adventure traveling at its finest. Thrill-seeking activities here in Gansbaai and the Kelders. But yes, sometimes it's important to just take a break and admire the archaeological beauty, the geological beauty. Right, I'm now walking here in the Kelders and I want to give you some insights into how people live around here. Look at the beautiful gardens here. And they don't live behind barbed wire fences. You can see the pavements here are wide and long. Look at the mountains at the back there. Absolutely beautiful. Dag. Very special part of the world, and it's nice for you to see as well how people live in South Africa. Here in Gansbaai, in the Kelders. Yeah, this is very South African as well. Plants on the pavement like this. See, there's a restaurant. I think that used to be Die Buitensteen. Wonder if it's still Die Buitensteen. Let's go check it out. Ah, yes it is. So I used to work here for a period as well. Dag sê, maar so 'n bietjie kyk. Dankie. So the bar used to be in here. And it's on the other side here now. So yeah, they've done a bit of renovations. We always used to play pool at Die Buitensteen as well. The big five, South Africa. Hope you can name them all. Let me know in the comments. Yeah, and the area here at the back where you can come and sit and have a smoke and enjoy the African sun. So yes, lots of changes, but they've kept the name there, Buitensteen Pub and Grill. Lots of memories. It's a pretty peaceful existence here. In fact, look at that, pas op vir die kinders. Watch out for the kids. The kids on their bicycles. That's probably the main concern for many around here. Obviously lots of private security companies here as well, keeping an eye on things. So yes, my memories from Gansbaai back in the day certainly was that it was very safe, and I wonder if it still is. If you live in Gansbaai or the Kelders and Franskraal, Kleinbaai, let me know what your experience is today in the more modern times in 2024. What is it like to live here? Look here, Voldaantjie Street, named after Volraad Voldaantjie. And a cat keeping an eye on proceedings, acting as a local security guard, I'm sure. Oh, look here, Birkenhead Street. And the Bay Lodge in this direction. Yeah, just look at that. Oh. And hello, there's a tortoise, a skulpad. It's trying to cross the road there. I think I'm going to help you, big guy. Come here. Let me help him. And just put him over there. Thank me later, big guy. Enjoy. Yeah, what a beautiful shot there. Tortoise, of course, and plants in the region. See you later, my friend. I'm also going to walk quite a bit. You don't want to join me on a walk to the harbour? Okay, big guy. See you later. I think he prefers the shelter in the shade under that bush. But I'm going to take a bit of a coastal walk here and see how far I can get. Yes, what a difference a day makes, eh? Yesterday, the wind, it destroyed me in many ways. And today, yeah, there's a little bit of wind, but it's actually got a soothing effect. And I could not have asked for better weather. Just look at that beautiful blue sky. Yes, here you go, Stanford's Cove, Gansbaai Devil's Hut hiking trail, you can see there. We were at the Kelders and now we're in Stanford's Cove. So yes, let's go on a bit of a hiking trail back towards the harbour. Yeah, I couldn't talk a lot in the harbour yesterday, it was very windy. When we get there I'll talk a bit more about the history. But yeah, in the meantime, just enjoy a bit of this hiking trail with me here in Gansbaai, Stanford's Cove. And yes, this does bring back memories. Coming here on a hot afternoon, put out a towel, get some vitamin D, and just enjoying the peace and tranquility, sounds of birds. There's someone enjoying a bit of sun, someone practicing his golf swing, and someone else just taking a leisurely stroll on the beach. And yes, this could be a tropical island anywhere in the world. And yes, maybe time for a quick loo break. I'll see you shortly. Now this is what I call a hiking trail. Look at this, how enticing this looks. A bit of shade and just an air of mystery about it. It's a shame to say goodbye to such natural beauty, but who knows what adventures lie ahead here. Let's look at this. Just need to be careful of snakes. Okay, so we've got a choice. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's go over here and see where that leads. Yes, going through here. Yes, I think this is a more scenic route perhaps. Just need to be extra careful for snakes. There's loads of puff adders in this part of the world. Going up here. Ah, secret corner. What do we find here? Ah, yes, a couple of bridges and a nice stream. Just listen to that ASMR. And over here as well, that's where it flows into the ocean. Breathtaking, isn't it? Life is pretty sweet in Africa, don't you think? Don't listen to the media that just likes to rubbish South Africa. There are some absolutely peaceful and wonderful experiences to be had here. This is the real South Africa. This is what it's all about. Yes, of course we have our problems, crime and poverty, but it's just my view that the media perhaps focus a little bit too much on that and not so much on the breathtaking natural beauty. You see, this is where I come in. I will show you the real South Africa. And guys, if you haven't done it yet, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Right, no school kids on bicycles here, but as I said, there might be some snakes and some slippery soil, and you just have to take it on the chin, because around the corner there is absolutely wonderful experiences to be had. Beautiful paths, beautiful rocks, and I've learned to appreciate the different colors or shades of green when it comes to flora, and the same with rocks. I've done this with the ocean many times before, looking at the different shades of green and blue, but I've started doing it with flora as well. Different shades of green, or light green, or yellow and orange. Appreciate all the colors when it comes to nature. I love color, but for some reason I've never really embraced it with nature, always with buildings and clothing. Now I wonder if these people living here ever get tired of the view. Perhaps they take these walks for granted as well. But if I was still living here in Gansbaai, I would absolutely make a point of walking around here or similar paths around the town. There's just so much natural beauty, and as I explained to you earlier, relatively safe. You can see here people don't live in gated communities or behind barbed wire fences, although I guess over there someone has taken precautions. I find it fascinating how the environment and your surroundings when you grow up influence you and determine the path you take in life. So because I grew up in a small town in a place of outstanding natural beauty, I probably took it for granted, and I've always been a city guy because of it. I've always been attracted to the big bright lights of a city or bigger places, as I explained to you earlier. I've always taken nature for granted. But walking here, it just brings back so many memories, and I'm absolutely bowled over yet again. The natural beauty of my hometown. And what a contrast to places like New Delhi in India, don't you think? In fact, this is pretty much exactly the opposite of it. Maybe other people have different experiences. Maybe other people are the exact opposite. So tell me, what are you like? Did you grow up in the city and because of that admire the countryside and vice versa? Or do you prefer the countryside if you grew up in the countryside? And do you prefer cities because you grew up in cities? One thing is for sure, and I've learned this over many years of traveling as well: never take your hometown for granted. Never take what you have at home for granted. Always be thankful for what you have. Always be a glass half full person. It's so easy to become negative, but negative energy is a thief. It steals literally energy from you. Always be positive. Always have a positive outlook. And I am absolutely sure that you will feel better instantly. It's just like a switch in your mind. Just switch it on. Be positive. Have a positive outlook. And come and do some nature walks now and again. Come to Gansbaai, come to the Kelders. If you live in the Western Cape. Or anywhere in South Africa for that matter. And if you get tired of walking, you can of course take a little bit of a break. And yes, how emotional is this? Henry Coetzee. There's a memorial plaque for him here. Have your best day ever. I think that is a good motto. Every day you live, you should try and live it like it's your best day ever. Remember that. That's a wonderful outlook on life. Right, I'm gonna head back up here towards the road, but hopefully this gave you an idea of some of the hiking trails, some of the beautiful mental health energizers that you can find in this part of the world. Check this out. This Klipgat trail is an extremely sensitive fynbos ecosystem, and it mentions there this is actually a special corner of the smallest plant kingdom in the world. You have a fynbos ecosystem, quite unique, quite particular to this part of the world. And as I explained earlier, on a good day you could probably spot some whales. I think walking Kusweg, walking a coastal road, is never a bad idea. So what do you think of Gansbaai? Let me know in the comments. Is this a place and you're familiar with? Then do tell me what it's like to live here in 2024. If you've never heard of a place, let me know what you think of it as well. If you've never been to South Africa, let me know if this is what you thought South Africa looks like. Yes, that's part of a road that I ran for fitness back in high school. Maybe we'll avoid that one today. Yeah, this was Cyrus restaurant or Chiros. Yeah, there's no sign here and they are closed, so I'm not sure what it is, but anyway, I used to work here as well. The Kleine Gansies, the elementary school, that's still here. And this used to be a 7-Eleven. You can see there with a green and yellow strip there. Yes, it's now called Gansbaai Supermarket. Yeah, pretty good name for a supermarket in Gansbaai. Yeah, I grew up here and it looks very different today. I've got a fence around here, but there's the stoep where we used to play a lot of cricket. Yeah, as kids we used to play cricket here, stoep cricket as we called it. We had different rules for the cricket matches, including the Taninelli rule. Now that was if you hit a ball, regardless if it was a good shot or not, if you hit it inside the garden there of Taninelli, you're out. But now not even Taninelli's garden is accessible. But yes, the house I grew up in, pretty special. Right here next to the church, the Dutch Reformed Church here in Gansbaai. But yes, they have some extra security reinforcements here. And of course the house I grew up in, different color paint there. And it's blocked there at the back, but I used to play cricket back there as well. We had a cricket net different security arrangements there. So yes, it's a little bit surreal walking here, I'm not gonna lie. If it wasn't for the harbour infrastructure and architecture, you could just as well be on a tropical island anywhere in the world. Just look at the natural beauty around here. The new harbour in Gansbaai, and you've got the old harbour at the back there, and there's a boat coming in. Hello guys, how are you? How's the water? Is it cold? Very nice. When I was in Kelders, I talked about the Second World War and the impact it had on the town. Most of the men went to fight in the Second World War because they needed the money. And Gansbaai, yes, Gansbaai was also impacted by the Second World War. During World War II, the fishermen of Gansbaai also caught a lucky break, though not in the way you might expect. There was a huge demand for vitamin A worldwide to supplement food supplies. And guess what? This ocean was teeming with a walleye, or the soup fin shark, which just happened to be packed with the stuff of vitamin A. So in 1939, a small factory was set up to process shark livers for vitamin A, and I think that was at Gansbaai or Romans Bay, close by. Let me know in the comments if that is right. But like all good things, the demand dried up after the war, bringing Gansbaai's brief moment of shark-fueled prosperity to an end. A structure of historic importance here in the harbour is this one, the old Voldaantjie. This is part of the old Gansbaai that has remained intact. It has stood the test of time. The old Voldaantjie. To understand the significance of this little building, you need to understand the revolution that took place in Gansbaai's fishing industry in 1952. Community leaders here in Gansbaai, they took the initiative, and in 1952 they formed a cooperation. And the cooperation would take control of the sales and the marketing of the fishermen's catches. And at the Voldaantjie, which is today a place where you can get a takeaway coffee, back in the day this office recorded the amount and type of fish each fisherman brought in. The fishermen would get some sort of IOU, and on payday they would get their money. So there you go, the history of the old Voldaantjie. Fun fact, this was the first cooperation of its kind in South Africa. And then in the 1960s, Gansbaai Marine, with its fish meal factory, really put the town on the map. And also their fleet of 9 pilcher trawlers, each costing a whopping 40,000 rand back in the day. They were all named after wild geese. I'm thinking of vleigans and sneeuwgans and berggans, etc. And like many fishing towns with fish factories or fish meal factories, they do have a bit of a scent, a bit of a fishy smell. But the locals will say that is the smell of prosperity, the smell of progress. Dag sê julle, hello, hello.
The smell of money, sir.
Hoe sê?
The smell of money.
The smell of money, that's it. Very nice. I'm just meeting some people here. Very nice to meet you guys. Do you work for the fish meal factory? Yes. Very nice. Let me know in the comments if this is still the biggest canning division of its kind in the Southern Hemisphere. So South Africa is known for innovation, not just with a bomb squad in rugby, but the dolos is a very South African invention as well. And some boats on the dry dock. We all need a bit of repair sometime. And Gansbaai, you've given me a great mental health break. I have to take advantage of a wind-still day. And I'm back here, where the wind almost blew me away. Almost blew me off the wall here. And I mentioned to you what a special walk this is. But anyways, I'm going to walk to the spot where I always sat down. And where I just stared at the bright lights of Hermanus. And obviously here during the day you've got a magnificent view as well. Look at all the birds there and the waves here next to the old harbour, the beautiful old harbour of Gansbaai. And yes, I keep saying this, but what a contrast to yesterday. And it's good to experience Gansbaai on a windy day, but then also on a wind-still, clear sky day like this. Sometimes you have to experience a windy day to appreciate the clear day like today. Not every day will be sunshine and roses. And I think Gansbaai probably knows that better than most. Yes, there are tough times, and then sometimes you also have better times. Gansbaaiers, they know what it's like to fight for what they want in life, to persevere, but also to be humble and to be thankful for what they have. The Gansbaaiers are a special breed of people, and I am proud to be from this town. It's so wonderful to come back here and experience the town that contributed to my being, helped me shape the way I am today. I will always be grateful for Gansbaai. Gansbaai is written on the mountain there, and it has been on that mountain ever since I could remember. Home will always be there. I would often sit here and have a great view of Hermanus from this spot. Can't exactly see the lights just yet, but I see a beautiful ocean. And a special shout out to my Gansbaai friends, and in no particular order: Pieter, Sarel, Niku, Flippy, Michael, Jason, Millie, Christian, Christoph, Alan, and many others. This is for us. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video about Gansbaai. If you haven't done it yet, press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment for me in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. For now, I just want to say again, thank you for watching my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers, take it easy.
Welcome to Gansbaai. It is a fantastic place.
Welcome to Gansbaai.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. And yes, the springbok is back in his natural habitat.